And everybody's like, man, how did I not see this before? But it's always been there. It's just the movements of people. When you have unlimited mobility with your body, you can move, especially if you're really flexible, you move your body in a certain way, and then you got 2 arms to attack, 2 legs to attack, and the neck. And there's so many different possibilities, so many different ways to attack someone. It's really like a kinetic game of chess. It really is.
Wow. That is, and a lot of people... A lot of people aren't looking for a fight, so they never train in any type of martial art. But it's
stupid.
But everybody should get their girls, their boys. Yes. Everybody should be trained to defend yourself.
Yes, it's always important to be the one who makes the decision whether or not you get hurt. You know, if some guy can just throttle you and you don't know how to defend yourself, you're in a terrible situation. You don't know how to defend yourself. You know, you could run into some nut, and some nut decides to beat you up. I mean, I've seen it happen before where guys just they're crying and they're begging and the guy's kicking them when they're down. Have you ever seen a situation like that?
Oh, yeah.
Horrible to watch a guy have his manhood taken away by someone just because he doesn't know how to defend himself. You know, and it's most of the time you're never going to run into that situation. Most of the time, if you hang out in good circles, you're going to live your life and not have to worry about it. But you might. You know, you might.
I don't know, man.
Should have zagged.
I grew up in Dallas. I don't know if it's still like that up there, but there are a lot of really bad people that like to get in fights.
There's a lot of people all over the country that are angry, man. There's people that have terrible jobs, and terrible relationships, and terrible upbringings, and they want to kick your ass. They don't care. They want to kick your ass, you know, and you got to be aware of those.
No, I was like a nice little kid when I was like 10, 11, 12, and kids that were like 5, 6 years older would beat me up.
Yeah,
and that ended up making me a little bit stronger. But it would have been great if somebody would have put me in something like jiu-jitsu way back then.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have learned how to just have knockdown dragouts with people.
You could still enjoy it now. You know, it's a great. How old are you now?
35.
35. Look, you still got time, man. You can train. You could learn. You can get good at it. And it's a fun thing to do for exercise. Because, you know, getting to the gym, just getting on the elliptical machine and lifting weights, it can get pretty tedious.
No, it does.
But jiu-jitsu is like always fun to do. You know, you're playing a game. And the game, it's like literally like my friend Eddie, who teaches me, describes it as like a video game.
Eddie Bravo.
Yeah, Eddie Bravo, who's probably one of the most innovative, not the most innovative jiu-jitsu instructor ever. Because he smokes pot. He smokes pot and comes up with all these crazy moves. And he describes it as like you're playing a video game, and the video game is that you're trying to kill somebody. I mean, it really is like that. It's like it's a real live game, and the game is trying to checkmate somebody.
Amazing. In closing, Joe.
In closing,
JoeRogan.net. You recently been shooting a movie.
Yeah, I shot a movie called The Zookeeper with Kevin James. It was a fun movie. It's like a kid's movie. I play a real douchebag. It's fun. I play his enemy.
You play the bad guy?
Yeah, it was fun. It was a real asshole. It was fun to play. It was fun. You know, it's an interesting thing. I haven't done a movie in a long time, and never a real one like this one. All the movies I've done 2 movies, and they were both crap. And you know, doing TV shows like.
I think I got to remember to turn my phone off on air.
That's the New World Order calling you.
Hold on one second.
We're tired of you.
Hello?
Alex. You're talking on the radio, and then you're answering the phone.
You know, I'm sorry. I'm on air right now. Let me call you back as soon as I'm off. All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Who's that?
Press TV in Tehran. One of me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The Iranians are gone.
They must love you. You're all anti-U.S. government. See, we told you. We have the information. We have the documents. They must love you over there, right? What do you think? I
do Russian TV, British, Japanese, everything.
What's going to happen with us in Iran and Pakistan?
The word is they're planning to hit Iran in 2 years unless they do what they're told by the globalists. They're not building nukes. The Russians have built it. It's non-weapon. The U.S. gave Pakistan nukes to menace India and Pakistan.
Really?
And China. So it's all a global geopolitical chess game that it's the school of Zbigniew Brzezinski. He's kind of the Eddie Bravo of geopolitics. And
so what is going on with North Korea?
It's like a chess game with like 50 levels, and they're all just... North Korea was given the nukes by Rumsfeld as the head of ABB in 1996 so they could destabilize that and have a reason to attack them. And, of course, the dictators are always like, yes, give me. But it's like in the old Western, a Bill Hicks line.
Right.
Where the guy throws...
that movie? The movie that he talked about?
It's in a bunch of movies.
Sheen? Is that it?
I don't know, but I've seen it like in other movies. You see it in that one Clint Eastwood, which is based on a true story.
Jack Palance, right? That's the
pick up the gun, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they throw the gun down to get him to pick it up.
Yeah.
But there's also that Clint Eastwood movie where he goes to the mining town and they kill the guy's dad, and then they throw the gun down in front of the kid and say, pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually happened in some real Western stories. Is why you see it in so many movies. Right. But that's it. They're just giving him a gun.
Right. crazy.
Tell me about Cap City Comedy Club.
It's a fun place. I filmed my very first DVD there back in 1999, the one that you and me wore the George Bush mask and danced around the Capitol. Remember that?
People are so silly, though. They think that's footage of a secret satanic ritual.
We had feather boas on. I had a feather boa.
No, we're out there at the Capitol. We're running around acting like we're the devil in Bush, and then they think we're serious. Hey, finishing up, how crazy is it that there's all these websites that really believe I'm Bill Hicks?
That's amazing.
And they're doing voice analysis and everything else?
Well, that just goes to show you. People will believe almost anything. There's a lot of dopes out there. That's why, they don't want people organized. Like we were talking about Waco earlier. The reason why they don't want that is not just that they don't want people to be able to protect themselves from the government. There's probably a little bit of that. But there's also, they don't want warlords. They don't want people to do like what's going on in Afghanistan, to be able to start their own cults and arm everybody and control these groups of people, because it's not hard to control people. We have a defect in our operating system, and you can exploit that defect with confidence and with a clear doctrine of what's supposed to go down and what's supposed to happen. And you could say that you're getting this information from aliens or higher power, or what Joseph Smith said, you got it from golden tablets that had the lost work of Jesus on it. It's not hard to do. And you could start your own group.
Well, that's because we're very similar to dogs. That's why dogs live with us, is they follow the alpha.
Yeah, exactly.
And they follow confidence and leadership. But again, the biggest cult is the globalist, and they happen to be a eugenics death cult. So what I'm saying is, I'd rather have a few Jim Joneses or people running around.
I don't know about that.
Well, also he was tied into CIA. But the point is,
there's got to be a middle ground. There's got to be, let people have their guns to defend themselves.
That's what's so good about Ron Paul. He is not a cult leader.
Yes.
He's a doctor. He's a mainline guy. And we need to follow him instead of the cult of Republicans and Democrats.
I agree 100%. And when he talks about these vaccinations, he says it's absolutely ridiculous. And he talks about how the regular flu is so much more deadly and killed so many more people per year, than this swine flu. And everybody's jumping all over this. And they're making a big deal out of it.
Well, and again, it's common sense that this is killing about 1/5 in the flu season what the regular flu does.
How much money do they make from?
They've made $7 billion. A week ago, the Boston Globe reported that in the last week and a half, 5 drug makers had made $7 billion extra in a week and a half.
God damn. All from vaccinations.
$7 billion extra.
That is incredible. That's incredible. And does this get reported in mainstream news? Does anybody look at it as a possible angle?
A lot of people are pointing it out, and it is starting to come out in mass media.